because she walks over, hands me the phone, and disappears again,
right,
leaving him with the dude again,
right.
You know, so.
Right. So now she's sitting by me, and this guy who I don't know, I've never seen in my life, and walks over there, and he's got this fucking weird look in his eye, and he's a drunk, jealous motherfucker, and that's the only problem. And so he comes over there and taps her on the shoulder and goes, "Get over here." And I was like, "Ooh, that was a little much." And my buddy Dave was like, "Jesus." And then he comes over by himself, making a beeline, got his eyes all set on me. And he goes, "You took a picture with my wife, my girlfriend, but you wouldn't take a picture with my son. I think that's fucked up." And I'm like, you know how some people can defuse situations?
Yeah.
I can't do that. I infuse situations.
How many cocktails you got in you at this point?
I got a gut full. So I said,
we were into the good tequila.
So I said, "Well, why don't you go find a nice, quiet place to fuck yourself?" That's the way I diffused it.
Right.
And then he just got in my face, and so I'm going to get up. You know, I think that this guy's about to start pounding me, so I start to get up, and he shoved me back into my seat. And I'm like, "Okay, all right." So I shoved him, got up. And he left his chin out there, and I just kaboom, kaboom. Right. And my bus driver, who's also used to be Michael Bolton's bodyguard, he's older, but he can still kick your ass 20 different ways, jumps on his back, wrestles him to the ground.
Yeah, he was tapping him, and Pat was going, "This ain't UCF, motherfucker. There ain't no let go. He was, right. I'm choking you down to the ground. This is not stopping until you're asleep.
Fault.
And it's all your fault."
And quite frankly, I feel horrible about the whole thing because they were fans, and I could have handled it different. You know, I could have got up and left. And
well, if you take that one picture, sometimes it diffuses them, maybe. But then, who wants to be in a picture?
It was going to be a line. He was right, though. The food had just come. It was going to be 40 people. They would have lined up. They were already jockeying for position when this started coming. And once you did do a couple, and then the food. But the minute the food came out is when he went, "All right, goddamn it, let me eat."
What was the food that you didn't get to eat? I bet it was good.
I ate it all. I mean, he got back to it.
He got back to it.
That part was about 40 seconds. That was a really quick little fight.
It was a good punch. I mean, you couldn't have, a boxing teacher could not. I turned and from across the room saw a full body turn. He planted, squared up with the right fist right on the temple, and the fucker took it. A boom, and the guy just like, "All right, well, you hit me in my head. That's the only part."
He didn't even go down.
He hit him twice. He got boom, boom, and the first one was a textbook step forward, don't hurt yourself. Didn't even hurt his hand, and knocked the shit out of him. And the guy just like, blah, blah, like a cartoon, just fucking shook it off. Didn't do anything, and then but then Pat was on his back, and then
were tables flipped?
What table was flipped, and glasses were broken.
What happened to the food?
You didn't spill your cocktail, Ron.
Our table that flipped, it all moved over.
It all moved over to
about a couple of aisles.
Did you get to enjoy any of the food?
I came back and ate. It was good.
How did the restaurant handle this? They didn't kick you out?
Well, the cops came.
Well, the cops came.
The cops came.
The guy actually told the cop he was going to sue me for ruining a button on his shirt. I'm like, okay, well, there's 80 cents. I got that. I got the button covered.
We were at the end of the meal. The meal was almost over, and we're all sitting there. And right when Ron looks at me, and he goes, "Well, goddamn, I thought this was kind of an official thing, but it's not really until the cops come in here." And about as soon as he said, "Here comes 3 Albany policemen walking in," and they're like, "Look, we got to get your side of this. He wants to get you for assault. You took a button off his shirt." And I'm like, "Yeah, well, the punch to the temple was fine, but
and the restaurant handled it. The restaurant just handled it like, all right, well, let's replace your food and your drinks.
The waitress just kept bringing more water. They were giving us these pretzel-based things. You want more pretzels with mustard sauce?
That's real fame right there. Anyone else, they're out.
Right.
They're out.
You really can't start anyway, but it was. I feel bad about it, only because that kid. It
was a misunderstanding.
Yeah.
Like if you would have just said to the guy, like, "Oh, I didn't know he was your son. I thought he was just a random guy." That probably would have diffused it.
It would have. But by then he was in my face yelling.
Yeah.
So, and I've got a gut full of liquor. So or whatever.
Did you spill your cocktail during the altercation?
No, never.
You're a professional.
Right.
Never. I'll go to the ground and not spill it. I'll tell you, it's a natural reflex. It's an instinct more than anything.
Right, to hold it up.
He works with one hand.
Had you had a fun show that night?
Killed.
Oh, it was amazing.
It was wonderful. Great, perfect little show.
They were at the show?
It was at the Palace in Albany, so 3,000 people.
That's a little show for Ron White. A little show, 3,000 people.
Did it take the buzz off that show, or you were okay? You still loved the show?
No, actually, I didn't even feel bad about it till the next day.
Right.
And because I was all, had that Rocky rush going. I was ready to start some more shit after that. But but then the next day I was like, oh, come on, Ron, you could have done better than that.
How many stories do you guys got?
Just that one.
Nothing happens other than that. Other than that,
again.
It's prayer meetings and poetry readings and
that's it. Prayer meetings.
When does the Button trial come up? Well, I'm assuming that you're going forward.
Hopefully he won't sue me. But I mean, if he does, I'll win. But I don't want to do it.
Right. That's a great story.
Yeah.
It's we like to keep it fresh over here at the Tater Camp.
I was getting on him for not doing enough new material, which he is doing a ton of new material at the top of the show, by the way. And I'm like, I was kind of teasing him, Uncle. There needs to be more new stuff. And then I'm like, oh, goddamn, he didn't have to go that far to punch somebody.
That'll be worked into the act.
Exactly.
Hey, what was I going to fucking ask? I just totally spaced. God damn it.
Well, that was good.
Sorry.
It'll come back.
I was just thinking if you... Sorry, didn't mean to cover up the car wreck for you totally forgetting what
I literally had a question and I totally lost it.
That happens all the time. It's normal. Don't feel bad about it.
Oh, no, I don't.
You're not like that guy who wants to sue him for a button.
Yeah, right.
That guy.
What were we going to ask him, Bob?
No, I was going to ask, is there any way that you could get through this with him and have him come out on stage and you kind of slightly reenact the story, but it always ends with you just clocking him. You just punch him out. He just comes up and they drag him off and then you just continue your show.
That's a fantastic idea.
That's how I tried to help Jim bail out of that.
My question wasn't that good, I'm sure. It was something like, hey, Vic, what's your hat say?
And you're playing Madison Square Garden, right?
The theater.
Yeah.
Man,
this Saturday.
That's Saturday night.
By the time I got back on the bus, he was already hanging out. There was another couple that was in the restaurant, had seen everything. I walked on the bus. He was sitting there having a glass of wine and talking to some dude and his wife. They were on the bus, so it didn't even bother him at all that all this had just happened. He was still went into...
How many guys are on the bus when you're traveling?
Just 4 of us.
That's not bad.
The driver and 3 more. So it's
not bad at all.
Small crew. Yeah.
No, and it's like 12 bunks plus your place in the back.
Yeah, that's a band, dude. We're comedians.
Wait, they got
it's not very
bunks.
busy backstage at a comedy show.
Wait, some of these buses have 12 bunks?
Yeah, I've slept on them on tour with these bands. You're just stacked up.
12 bunks.
12 bunks, and then still the back for the main guy?
Yeah.
It's like the alien mothership. You just wait to be awakened.
His extends. When it's parked, you can hit a button and it extends. It goes out wider.
Oh, right, yeah, okay,
A lot of them
Is that how you sleep?
Yeah.
So your bunk is not a total shit bunk. It's actually...
mine has this on DVD. I can lay there and hit a button. I've got my own air conditioning control, and it's got a DVD thing that flips down. It's like being in first class on an overnight trip to Europe or something.
You have to sleep feet first in the bunk, too, in case the bus crashes. You don't want your head hitting...
Right, totally. Yeah, totally right.
Yeah, so keep that in mind, listeners.
A lot of people
when you're on a Rockstar tour bus.
People are jotting down notes right now.
Make sure you're rear-ended.
And who makes sure the bus driver is not falling asleep?
That's what would scare me.
That would scare the fuck out of me.
You know what? You need somebody up there you really trust and because you can sit back there and worry about it because they do wreck. I mean, you hear about them not too often.
Right.
But Pat is great, and he's actually kind of a jack of all trades. He actually built the bus. He owns a...
I remember you telling us that.
So he's as handy as a shirt pocket.
When does he sleep?
When does he sleep? If he's driving all night for you guys.
Actually, I don't even know. But
he's a ninja,
right? He's got to.
I learn something new about him every time I meet him. It's like some obscure, something will be... you could see a commercial of somebody's water skiing. He's like, did I tell you when I was 17, I was a water ski champion in the States? Did I tell you when I was in Vietnam, I killed a man with a banana leaf?
Oh, no. He's a compulsive liar.
No, he's not.
Oh, no.
He's not. He is not. It's all true.
It's a renaissance.
Right, right. He is totally right. When you think you're out of shit, he comes up with some other fact.
Did you talk to that's what I was going to ask you. Did you talk to the female comic that her sister's fucking husband started a fist fight?
I told her, I'm like, your people are getting the shit beat out of them right now, and this is not going to bode well for you in the future, I would think. She was on the road in Columbus, Ohio at the Funny Bone.
Oh, she must be horrified.
She didn't believe me. She was giggling. I'm like, I'm not kidding. I'm walking towards it right now. And I handed her sister back her phone, and so I don't. But she didn't think I was serious at all. I'm like, I am telling you the goddamn truth.
I told Ron before the show that Chuck would call. He called. Let me put him on for a second. He's a huge fan of yours and calls our show all the time. Chuck in North Carolina. We got Ron White in studio finally.
Goddamn, y'all got a hell of a crowd in there this morning, ain't you?
There's 35 of us.
Yeah, it's a bit crowded, but working. What do you got?
Some heavy hitters in there.
Hell yeah.
I was just going to tell Ron and Vic I'll be looking forward to seeing them on the 16th of Boone. I hope they don't cause no trouble when they get up there.
Well, we didn't intend to cause any trouble in Albany, but look what the hell happened. So, we're going to...
When you got a good buzz and you whip somebody's ass like that and you come out on the good end of it, don't ain't a kind of good feeling?
Yeah, you make a good point. And like I said, it wasn't until the next day that I was just kind of, come on, Ron. And then I was just really thinking about, lawsuits and shit more than anything else.
When I was younger, I used to drink a lot of white turkey, and we'd fight. And man, you feel good as hell. The next day, you get up, your head hurts, your hand was sore, you don't know what happened, but you had a good time during the process.
Amen.
That adrenaline kicks in,
Yeah, right.
Makes the night a little fun for you.
Yep.
Your hand didn't hurt after the punches? Nothing?
Well, it hurts now.
But that night it did. We kept asking him throughout the night, does your hand hurt? Does your hand hurt? Because I'm telling you, the form on the punch was technical.
Yeah, it was really good. It had a really straight wrist.
It wasn't your cocktail hand, though.
Yeah, it was.
It was.
I got no left. I hit you with the left, and you'll just laugh at me.
You know what they say is good for that when you have a bruised hand from punching a guy is you dip it in wild turkey, and then you find that guy and you keep your fist inside his mouth. You just every day you
punching it back in there.
Back end, you just mouth fuck that. I didn't mean it.
Fist him,
but
in the mouth.
In the mouth.
So it's not sexual.
Well,
but it's turning me on a little bit.
I don't know which end of that I'd rather be on, to be honest with you.
That was Jim Norton doing his Bob Saget impression.
Anything else, Chuck?
Well, I tried to call last week, and you was having that emotional shit, and I didn't bother you. But
don't worry about that shit.
I got recognized at the Final Four for being on your damn show.
Why? You guys all sound like that down there. How do they pick you out?
Well, I was in Indianapolis at the ball game, and there was this good-looking blonde, and she had a Wow shirt on. And I didn't really say nothing, and got to talking to her, and she said she loved Opie and Anthony, and all of a sudden she said, "You're that racist guy." I said, "I'm not fucking racist." She said, "My husband says you're racist as hell." I said, "That's just a act. I just do that shit on the radio. I'm not racist." I had to get out of that shit. She was pissed.
So now you're admitting it's all an act.
Well, that's comforting.
I didn't want to fuss
and a great plan.
You did what?
I didn't want to fuss with a good-looking blonde in front of those tickets. I got a good deal on them, and it was a VIP. I didn't want to show my redneck ass at Indianapolis.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
He just saves it for this show.
Yeah, no. So it's not an act. You had to tell her though, because
I'm not really a racist. I just hate dumbass people, whether black, blue, green, or what. If you're a dumbass, you're a dumbass.
You left out white.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, Ron.
Oh, wow.
My wife made me buy them damn VIP things because she said if she don't get to meet Ron White, she's going to be madder than hell.
Oh, well, we thought we were giving you tickets. You already got them?
Yeah, I told Ron that he had to take care of you.
Well, I mean, I could never figure nothing out or whatever, and it ain't the money. Fuck, it don't make shit to me. But
all right.
She said if I go up there and I don't get to meet him, I'm gonna be mad as hell. So what? It was a cheap price on that VIP thing anyway.
Chuck, you're not gonna pull a thing where you get jealous when Ron takes a picture with your wife and starts a fight?
Hell no! I've been married too long for that. Hell, he can hug on her and do what he wants to.
There was a pause there.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, wait. How much can he do with your wife?
Quickly reviewed.
Great question.
We ain't going down that road. I am too much of a redneck for that.
Well, but it's Ron White, though.
It's Ron White.
It's Ron White. We're not talking about just a regular.
I don't give a fuck if it is. You ain't a rubbing and messing with my damn wife.
Hey, listen, dude.
Looks like Chuck and Ron White have a problem
the
now.
wrong way. I really have no intention of starting anything with your wife, and I mean,
I feel like Chuck has a problem with Ron White.
Yeah, right.
You're hearing it, right,
I'd like
Florentine?
to,
Yeah.
Ronnie Watts,
Can you send me a picture of her?
That damn Florentine loves to stir up shit.
That's so true.
That's what he
He's good at
does.
it.
He comes
He's good
in there
at
and stirs up shit. And
Chuck's a
he'll
big
come
boy,
up with
too.
Is he?
Well, now.
Well, so's Ron. He's got a good
Tell
right.
that
Yeah.
girl-
Ron don't fuck around. He's got a good right, we
Big
learned
fists.
today.
Well, that girl up there told me, said, you said you was so tight. I said, listen here, I ain't giving out my full information so people hit me in the head when they see me.
Oh, so now you're lying about what you look like, too.
Well, no, I'm a big old fucker, but I ain't 6'4".
All right. All right. Well, you're gonna see Ron White finally
I'm going to be there.
in Boone, North Carolina.
Ron has a
took a
bunch of
day-
dates.
Yeah.
I took a day off work to come up there, so
All right.
Oh, yeah, that's a big thing in the
You know-
South.
You got Vic. You got to take a picture. And
Well,
next time-
he bought the VIP. He's get picture. He gets everything.
we don't know what this guy looks like.
What
Everyone's
does the
very
VIP
curious.
package get? I've never sold them because I'm afraid no one would buy them. What is the VIP?
I think they told me we get a picture with Ron and one of his CDs and one of his wife's CDs and something else I don't remember, and then Vic's supposed to detail our car.
I'm just armor all in the tires. I no inside work.
All right. See you later, Chuck. Thank
All
you.
right, Chuck. Thank you, buddy.
Y'all have a good
See you
day.
next week, Chuck. Thanks for being a fan, buddy.
Chuck, say hi to your wife for me.
I think you're gonna end up having a good time with Chuck if you meet him. Whatever.
Hey, what is this? The pilot you filmed for Showtime with Cameron Crowe?
Yeah, that's pretty cool. It was, it's called Roadies, and it's about a huge rock band, but it's about the back of the house. You never see the band. You actually see the opening act, which is a real band. In the pilot's Head and the Heart is the name of the band, and you see them, but not the big band. So they gave me the role as road manager for this huge band, and it's a great part, and I really believe that all the crap I've turned down, I turned down so I could get this,
Right.
and it's J.J. Abrams is the executive producer on it, and he's basically Steven Spielberg, and Cameron Crowe, his writing is just so good. The pilot was just a blast to do, and had a really, really good acting coach, so it's pretty fun. My character's bald though.
Yeah, he sent me a picture. He sent me a text where
I'll
they've
show
done
it to you.
Well, they
Yeah.
gave him
Pretty
gave him the weirdest ass comb over thing. They had to make him bald and then put just enough hair back in where he can have a horrible comb over like
Did they
Christian
shave your
Bale.
head or no?
You know,
I'll show you.
He explained it's not. They put a cap on and they do
Oh.
kinds of
Yeah, you
They
don't
figured
want
out
to
that cap thing finally. 'Cause
Perfect head of hair. You know.
I
That's another
shaved.
thing
I've
that
got a gray
bothers
head
me
of
in
hair. You got a
movies.
gray head of hair.
Can't lose that.
Yeah.
It used to bother me. It would take me out of
hated it.
movies.
I agree.
I think they finally figured it out, though.
This- he said- yeah, this
My
is-
hair is fake, but my tits are real.
But there it is. That's a good show.
Holy fuck.
Oh wow, yeah, that's great.
That's wonderful, right?
That's really good.
Oh, yeah, they got that
That's a
figured out.
it's white and it's a horrendous comb over.
It's
Yeah,
It's really,
and
really
it's
good.
actually my hair. So they just glued down the top of my hair, and then they could use my hair's really long on the top, so they use it to comb over the top.
And they just-
How long were you in makeup?
And 3 hours.
Wow.
But my character wears this big leather cowboy hat all the time, so I don't have to do it every day. And this is just a reveal, when I'm about to kill somebody.
Yeah, it's a big fight. We picked him up after a fight scene he'd shot, and they literally told him these guys when they take you to the ground, really try to fight and get away from them. Don't fake fight and act like you're struggling. Really try to struggle because they're all ex-Marines and big mountain. They're like you're not going to get away.
They're stunt guys, and they say no,
Yeah.
go
Yeah.
all
Go
out.
all out.
It's okay.
Go-
So and
exactly.
while I'm screaming at this guy that I was going to try to kill, and so it's but it's fantastic.
Is it a comedy or a drama?
It's a dramedy. But it's just a well written show. So it'll probably go nowhere.
Do they let you punch them in the face when they say go all out, or they say just not in the face? How does that work?
No. They had my arms and legs. I couldn't punch anybody. All I could do was yell profanity,
and just struggle
and struggle. And they shot it 30 times. And the next day I was sore.
I can imagine.
He could barely get on the bus. He came out of we were at the Atlanta airport, and I'm like, who's this old dude walking like creeping up the sidewalk? And Pat's like, oh shit, it's Ron, because they took him to the ground so many times. Like, I hadn't worked out in forever.
Oh, fuck.
It was like a wrestling match on the set. They did like 30 takes. So.
Yeah, Cameron's thorough.
What's the name of it?
Roadies. Yeah.
When are we going to see it?
I don't know. They're not checking in with me at all.
It's gonna be a while.
It'd probably be fall.
Okay. You just shot it.
We just shot the pilot. I think that I did some ADR for it a couple of weeks ago, and he played some scenes for me. They like me in it. And,
good.
My character my character gets fired in the pilot, so they could have gotten rid of my character, and I just signed up till I'm 64 years old.
Oh, good.
And I knew it hinged on how well it worked, and so I'll tell you the weird part, although it'll probably make me cry. My best friend, who was my road manager then, was dying, and we were at Cedars trying to throw one more thing, with this cancer. And I said, hey, I'm going to go read for this role as you. And he goes, go get him. So I went down there, and I opened my mouth and cried for 20 minutes, just sobbed. And I got up and left. And I was like, well, that didn't go that good, I don't think. And so about a month later, after Steve had passed, Cameron called me back and said, why don't we read it? Why don't we try it again? And although I was still an emotional wreck, as I still am, and I got the fucking role.
So you went in there and kind of just did it as him.
Well, yeah, channeling him, it's it's basically the same guy,
right.
But it's Steve was just an amazing road manager and a friend for 51 years since we were 6, so it was a big loss.
That's great that they gave you a second shot to go back in there a month later.
Right, because I don't know what they based it on. Not my emotional stability, that's for sure.
Yeah, I need a showbiz break like that. Like, you went in and cried and got a call back. That's really impressive.
Yeah, Jim just cries when he leaves the room. How bad he just did.
Yeah, no, they always cry. They're like, oh no, why are you here?
But you don't want a friend to be sick just so you could. Would you want me to get sick so you could?
I would like you to get sick even if I had no gig afterwards.
You wouldn't be drawing for my character as I died.
No, not at all.
You just go, I'm glad Bob's sick.
Yeah, if I was reading for a comedy or a happy film.
Right.
No, I like you, Bob.
Oh, thanks.
You knew Steve as well, right, Vic?
Oh, he was a great dude. Great. And one of the last things he told me the other night, I was laughing after the fight the other night in Albany. I asked him, like, when's the last time something like this has happened? And he's like, Savannah, Georgia, 2006. He went right into the story. And a bunch of other dudes, I wasn't there, and he had finished a show, and 2 hot chicks came up to him on the street, and it's all cobblestone in Savannah, and you can walk around, And so he's like, right when he's taking a picture of these 2 hot chicks, here comes 2 hillbillies in a pickup truck screaming, reaching the tires. 2 of them jump out and come running over, and they're about to clock him. And all these other dudes who are as big as he is don't do anything. And he goes, right when I'm bracing to get hit, Steve comes from nowhere and just flies over like Batman and tackles somebody and takes him straight to the ground, and the whole thing was diffused.
What was the problem there? I mean, you're extremely famous, so
he didn't know who I was at the time. Yeah. He thought I was just sitting there with my arm around his girlfriend,
gotcha.
and he was an idiot. But Steve, without 1 second of hesitation, and he was 55 years old, bad knees, boom, he got no business fighting anybody, but without any hesitation, he was on this guy's back and
great dude, right?
Choked him to the
Did
ground.
he know you got a call back? Like, was he still alive when you got the call back to read again?
No, he was dead.
Okay, so wasn't that pure? Oh, you did say that. Sorry.
Yeah.
It was pretty fast. We had the service at his house in like October, November, something like that, I think.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That was at Stevesterdam. We sent him out. We had a fine service. It was really, really good. We had a big blowout at his house, and all kinds of people came. And Margot, his wife, is a great singer. Margot can sing anything. So jazz trios playing, Margot singing. We're drinking tons of liquor, and there was just a million toasts to Steve and Don Cook. And, a good time was had by all, despite it being the shitty occasion.
The first day he worked for me, we were on the bus, and I wake up and I walk to the front of the bus, and he's taking a big dump, And I said, Steve, hey, listen, buddy, nobody shits on the bus but me. If you need to shit, just tell Pat, and he'll pull over at a gas station or something, but nobody shits on the bus but me. And he goes, okay, man, sorry, dude, I didn't know that. So that night, some people from the venue are getting on the bus, and Steve goes, all right, heads up. Nobody shits on the bus but Ron. I'm like, it's 10:30, Steve. Nobody needs to shit. Who shits at 10:30? But my favorite Steve story is one of his jobs was to schmooze us golf every day. So he would call the best golf course in town, give him his pitch. And if they said no, he'd just go to the next one. He didn't care. He just wanted free golf, and that's how he did it. So we're playing Newport, Rhode Island. He calls it Newport Country Club, which is the bluest, bloodest course in America. Just this whatever. So he got his phone on speakerphone, and he gets the head pro. He gives him the pitch, and the head pro goes, we wouldn't let President Obama play here. And Steve goes, he's not with us. And I've laughed ever since at that.
That was a no, though, by the club. They said no.
Yeah,
pretty much. That's a no.
And that guy laughed, but I don't think he had the authority to let us in.
You ever get to play Augusta?
Once.
Really? Mm-hmm. How did that's really hard to do, isn't it?
Yeah, Jeff got us on back
Foxworthy.
Foxworthy. And some people, two members asked him to do something for the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, and in exchange they would give us 2 groups of.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah. So, and it was an amazing day. I actually, this is a little bit of an embarrassing story. It's not really, but we had lunch. We played the Part3 course, then we had lunch in the cabin. While they still have guys who act like slaves, even though they're not, and then we tour the cabins, and we go to the Crow's Nest, which is where the amateurs sleep. So that are there, and they stay in there. It's set up like a motel room with with shampoo and that kind of stuff. And I stole the lotion and beat off with it.
Did you watch? Did you watch the Masters?
Did I?
With Jordan Spieth?
Oh, yeah,
of course.
Yeah.
He's the real deal, right?
It's unbelievable.
Oh, yeah.
I think so.
Texas boy, too.
Tell him your Masters. I didn't know this. He told me the book. Tell him the thing about the fighting in the book. He read a book.
Yeah, the book's called The Masters, and it's kind of about the dark side of these. But anyway, one of their traditions back in the day was that they would get these black guys, tie one arm behind their back, blindfold them, and have them fight each other. And they'd give them $1.
Kids,
and,
little black kids in the community. This is what the old white dudes would do.
And actually, James Brown did it. And he said, I thought it was fun. And they gave me $1. And then, but some other people that they interviewed thought it was demoralizing, but they needed the $1. So,
well, he did it when he was a kid, James.
Yes, young James Brown. When he was a kid.
I don't think they were kids. I think they were probably teenagers, 20 or something.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they were. I wasn't there. But
how old is the Masters? How long has that been happening?
79 years.
Okay.
Yeah. So what's the name of this book? I think I want to read it.
It's called The Masters.
It's just called The Masters.
Yeah.
So I'm going to look for that one.
Are you a good golfer? We were talking before about Queens and golf. Yeah, I never played.
What's your handicap?
14, but I'm playing a little better than that.
Oh, you squeeze out a few extras.
Yeah.
You're probably about a 10. He's probably about a 10 or 11. He says he's a 14.
He won the pro. What pro-am did you win last year?
Valspar.
Yeah, he won a pro-am.
But it wasn't because of me. It was because our pro rolled in 6 birdies and an eagle. And
that certainly would help.
That helped.
That
Jason Kokrak was his name. The young guy who hits the ball a ton. And after we won by 3 shots, which was kind of embarrassing, and at a pro-am. And afterwards, everybody, who was sandbagging? I'm like, the pro.
What's sandbagging mean?
Sandbagging means that you say you're a 14 when you're really a 10 or whatever.
He's not a 14. That's what I'm saying.
They always lie, so they do better than they.
You squeeze out a couple extra shots because then you put all your handicaps together and see who's getting the shots.
Right.
So if he's saying 14 without blowing up his spot, I would say he's about 11 or 12 maybe.
Me?
Yeah.
I just shot back-to-back 82s and putted horrible on both of them. So my ball striking is really, really good, but my putting sucks. Because those could have been really low rounds, but they weren't.
Do you play everywhere you go? Like you bring golf clubs on the bus and just wherever you are?
Yeah, we usually wake up at a golf course. I mean, that's I crawl out of the bus and I'm there. It's like I was FedExed over there.
Really? That's a great life.
You have a perfect life.
That's a great life.
Well, if you don't mind
when you get to punch someone every once in a while and they only sue you for a button. That's amazing.
Nobody shits in your toilet.
I know.
Kind of designed everything.
You don't put a bag in the toilet first, because when you shit on the bus, because usually you're supposed to put shit in the bag and then throw it out. You just let it go right in there because it smells of the bus pretty
bad.
It's
smell. You don't give a fuck.
No. It's you have on my bus. There's a what's called a grinder.
It's not on your iPhone, is it?
I get I get constipated. So I did have a colonic the other day for the first time, and
how is it?
It was uncomfortable, but I'll do it again. Because I think I need to. I mean, I was watching stuff that's been in me for a long time go through this tube. It's like a toilet seat, a license plate, and
some cherries from
the shark
cocktails.
Right. It was pretty nasty stuff floating through there. And,
wouldn't that stuff leave you anyway? Some people say it's bullshit.
A colonic once in a while.
It takes out the old stuff.
It sticks to the sides.
Yeah, it sticks to the walls.
Yeah.
And stuff. Do you have the number of the colonic person? I just want to start texting them. Just randomly.
I don't, but I can get it for you, please.
How did it feel with that tube going up there?
I kind of dug that part. I got a prostate just like the rest of us, okay? And it likes to be stimulated.
Were you unconscious? Did they give you a little twilight sleep?
No, I was right there for the whole thing, and I was really kind of the lady wanted to be chatty while she had a hose in my ass, and I was like, you know what, I don't want to know about it. I don't want to just do whatever it is you do, and
stop talking and let me come.
I don't think you can jack off while they're doing it.
Was it a slight turn on that it's a woman putting the hose up there?
A little, because she's kind of cute, and she's Mexican like my wife, and I was going to hit her. My wife actually signs off on hand jobs, so I can get a hand job.
Really?
There.
Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Wait, that's not a joke?
No, I just learned this yesterday. No. I just learned this yesterday.
She signed off on hand jobs?
Yeah.
She let you give them?
Look how happy Vic is.
Right? Come on over here.
Wait, how does that how do you have that discussion? Where
Is that just to a masseuse or just a girl on the road? It could be a girl on the road too.
Yeah, well, in theory, it's a happy ending at a massage parlor.
Okay,
oh, that's awesome.
And because we have a deal where I can call fuck on her, and because I don't want you to decide when I have sex, because then you can decide when I don't have sex. So we're right in the middle of an argument. I can call fuck on her, and she's got to drop trowel and screw. And so we were talking about all this time on the road and how obviously
this is so romantic.
I know, it's got a practical side, Bob.
Yeah,
I think it's brilliant.
Right.
But
that's some good
fantastic, because anger is a good thing.
Yeah, in the middle of a fight and then you're having that's
actually
a
probably
turn on.
great sex with the anger there.
Right, and then if you have the ability to control somebody else's sexual activities 100%, then you might use that power for evil,
right,
instead of good,
right.
And but the hand job thing, she was just like, it doesn't matter. You're on the road, you're going to be, horny, and some days I'm like, I don't feel good. Just go get a hand job.
Oh my God,
you love that. And I'm like, you know what, you're right.
Mine would be like, go stick it in the cigarette lighter. Just cauterize the tip. Don't come home.
That's how you stay married to a famous millionaire, though. Is you have to bang once in a while and go get a hand job, and then Ron will probably stay faithful because he's getting what he needs. That's smart. That's smart by her.
Problem is he's getting 100 of those a year.
Yeah, but on the road he could get laid if he wanted to.
Yeah. So I don't. You know,
Yeah.
I don't.
I would bet that the night that you clocked that guy, you had not gotten a hand job that day. I don't know exactly the.
That was the problem.
I think I had rubbed one off myself, which doesn't count.
No,
I don't count that if I do it.
I would bet Albany has shitty massage parlors. That's what started that whole thing. Yes.
So a hand
That's where
job
it
would
all
actually
came
have
from.
kept you from getting into a physical
altercation.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Can you let us in on a fight you were having where you called out? You know, what is it called again?
He said he could call fuck on.
Fuck her.
Fuck in the
Right.
middle of whatever it is.
You remember one where you're like, I can't believe this worked. You guys were really into a heated battle.
No, it always works, and she does it on me too. And I mean,
Do you remember one
I
incident?
would just start fights on purpose.
yeah, we're building a house, so there's 7 of them. And but just stupid arguments that couples have, about I want a mirror that covers this whole wall. I don't, honey. There's already a big mirror there. Why would we need to? What are we going to do with that mirror? There's no place to put it. Well, it's just ridiculous because if the whole mirror was there, it would reflect the whole room. Well, I'm not made out of goddamn. That's how it's just petty bullshit. And it ends up, with sex. So
that is brilliant for real.
Well, you're not going to hurt yourself inside an A-frame or something if the house isn't done yet, right?
No.
I'm worried about you guys on a two-headed nail. That'll put a puncture in your butthole.
No. We're good.
Okay.
We're good.
Safety's very important when you're yelling fuck.
Yeah, it is.
So, Ron, if your wife's saying some really mean shit to you, you take personally, and then she yells fuck or whatever, you can actually get an erection after she just said that shit. You can just drop it right there.
Yeah, there's some things she can do. She's got some skills.
Yeah.
But there's an excitement to that whole thing, right?
Right.
Yeah, but
I think so.
Sometimes you need a little cooling off period. Not you?
I can never fuck when I'm angry. I don't want to touch him. My dick is fucking like just curled up in shame. I could never fuck angry like that. Never.
Shame.
I couldn't do it. I admire that.
As opposed to
I know,
curled
so
up-
do I.
As opposed to curled up and tired.
Yeah.
There's curled up and tired, and there's curled up and shame.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't fuck angry like that. No.
And you wouldn't be able to keep a rod, right?
No, it just blocked me. I'd be fucking seething about the argument as she's blowing me. I'd be fucking annoyed.
Really? Right.
Yeah, fucking cunt.
Well, we're wired different, dude.
Yes, we are.
I take the big pill, so
Oh, yeah, me too.
So it's
Was Cialis or Viagra or Levitra?
no, this other off the shelf one called Rhino.
Rhino.
I've heard of that. It's
Yeah.
good?
Yeah.
It
Better
works
than
as well as
Cialis?
those?
If you want your dick hard enough to hunt with, you can chase down an elk and beat it to death.
But this is over the counter?
Yeah, I get them at this, this sex shop in Atlanta or wherever. At a liquor store. Now there's got racks of things hanging on the wall. And Viagra is like $30 a pill.
Yeah.
The hand job's not even $30. So, but anyway, I don't care. But that's what I take.
It works as well as them?
Better.
For you? Wow.
Does it have rhino horn in it?
You grip tape a rhino horn to your dick.
But I know how it got its name, Rhino. I know how they came up with it because it's some.
How long is it? Can you do it for last a whole weekend or just a few
it's
hours?
2 or 3 No, it's a two or 3 days.
Jesus.
Wow,
I
really?
want to get some Rhino.
I'm looking up rhino right now.
Yeah, go ahead, look it up.
In New York City, I bet you we could get it.
Is that on your ride around the road?
Yeah, just a couple of rhinos.
Does it get painful? Does it hurt?
It doesn't stay hard for the 3 days, Bob.
See, I thought once it happened.
No,
you could play horseshoes on it.
No, it stays very, very tame until you start making out, and then
Get turned
kaboom.
on.
It's ready.
Kaboom,
It's just ready.
So it's not
always
like you
there.
lay face down in the bed and you've ruined the bed by
No.
by
It's
burrowing
nothing
a
like
hole.
it's nothing like that.
All right.
Nothing like that.
Rhino 5?
Yeah.
I think it's Rhino. Whoa, they have Rhino 7.
Yeah,
what the
that's
fuck does that do to you?
Week-long thing. So
Gotcha.
the Rhino 5 is supposed to be 5 days. I don't get 5 days out of them, I don't think.
Rhino 7.
Wow.
Jesus.
Does it
Never
make
heard
your
of this.
heart beat fast? Does it have that
would
kind of
imagine.
stuff in it? That Mao Wang? Or
It didn't give me a headache or anything. So and some of them do.
Congestion? It gave me congestion.
You know what? Cialis gave me lower back
pain, sure.
pain. And I got rid of a $4,000 mattress because I thought it was the mattress. I did. And then I was watching a Cialis commercial, lower back pain. I'm like,
I'd be worried. At some of these things, can't your dick just pop?
No.
Like
that's
a thermometer?
Caverjet's something they injected their dick for porn, and that's a needle, and that's very dangerous. Like that could do something where your dick's, you need to have it drained, but I don't know with this stuff. I've never had a problem.
it's probably not that great for you on the long run.
Right.
I hope. I've been taking it for years.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, all it does is like it was a heart thing. They found out like it was a side effect was the dick getting hard. So
Right.
I don't know if it's bad for you.
I'm looking up.
No, I'm not saying that one is because it's controlled. I'm talking about these street drugs that I'm taking to get my dick hard.
Rhino.
Rhino. I don't know.
Doesn't sound like the merch is too good for that.
I don't think so.
I want to try that though. I would like to try an alternative.
Rhino 5,
I'd like
Rhino
to see- I'd like
7.
to see you
It's
on
all
it.
over the internet. Never heard of that shit.
Jim used to tell me on the Yohimbe bark. That was the first one before.
Yeah, Yohimbe bark. We used to take it at some
Was
kind
that
of.
before Viagra?
Yeah,
Viagra
it was-
didn't even exist.
Yeah,
Horny goat weed.
horny. Same
Yeah.
thing. It had the same ingredients in it.
They
Yeah.
were a big advertiser for us for a long time.
Yeah.
That horny goat weed. We got a guy, he wants in bed. He's like, this shit works. John in Texas, go ahead. We got Ron White, Vic Henley, Bob Saget, and Jim Florentine today. Big room. Go ahead, John.
Hey, what's going on, fellas?
Hey.
Long time listener, first time caller.
All right.
Hey, I've taken that Rhino stuff before, and that stuff, man, it gives you headaches if you don't drink plenty of water. But it works, though. It keeps you going for 5 days.
5 days. Holy
Yeah,
shit.
I'm 29. I took it to give it a shot, and boy, was I ready.
Were you alone?
No, come on.
Does it fuck with your vision or any of that shit?
Can you spin plates?
No,
It
no,
might.
it keeps, like you said, it keeps you ready. I mean, the blood's always flowing through, so you're always ready for action. So
My eyes get drier. It does mess your vision up a little bit. It's not good, I'm sure, for that. Maybe the blood being forced is not.
Yeah, because I get a lot of variation in how well I can see. I mean, some days I could pick this up and read it, but right now I can't read a word of it. So I don't know what it is because I take a handful of pills every day, but one of them. And it's probably that one. It's, right. It's making, and it's just different all the time. And I know that's a sign of aging, but
Well, it gives you a rush. I know. I used to work out, take that Ma Wang stuff, whatever the fuck that was, and that made the blood rush to all your capillaries and your heart pound real fast. And I know that I took Viagra once because I was forced to by a police officer. But that
horrible.
Off duty?
yeah,
Off
it wasn't
duty?
right. Well, I had paid him, so he wanted to finish through, and I had to take it through the urethra, so it was very it's diamond shaped. And I fired it off, and I hit my ex-wife in the eye, and that's why we split up. But all I was going to say was you do get blurry eyes and stuff and rushes from all this shit. No matter what it is, it does something to your heart, and you can feel it.
Yes, that blood being forced or something. It's making something move faster than it's supposed to, and I know that's. I feel it in my eyes when I take it once in a while.
Yeah, that might be what it is.
Yeah, but boy, man, when you come, it is fucking awesome. When your dick is like just.
You want me to leave the room for a minute?
It's amazing. It's amazing.
I'm glad you're between us.
I told my wife the other day, honey, when it's that hard, you squeeze it as tight as you want to. That doesn't matter.
Slap it a little, sure.
Jeez.
Heard it.
This guy's mad that you're getting $30 Viagra pills. Bob in Texas, go ahead.
Hey, Ron, love you. I got a question for you. Where in the hell are you getting Viagra or Cialis for $30 a pop? I can go down to Mexico and get it for $5 all day long.
Well, I'm not in Mexico. I would, that's just what I figured out the other day because I don't ever really look at my med cost and other people pick it up. So, but I happened to look at it and that's what it was. And it's a prescription, and it was like $600 or something for 30 of them.
Yeah, my friend just got a subscription. So Cialis was $40 a pill, but if he had insurance, it was $20. So he got 5 pills. It's still $100.
Wow.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what insurance.
So you really got to think it over before you pop one.
Yeah, because usually, like, all right, I'm on a date, I'm going to pop. I think it's going to happen, but then if it doesn't, you're like, fuck, that was just $40 down the drain.
Right.
Yeah. What you do is you get higher than you need. If you need 10 milligrams, you get 20s and you bite them in half.
Yeah, right. No,
I do
that's
that.
right. Because that's what I used to do with Viagra. I get those hundreds and bite them in half. Now I just eat the whole fucking thing.
I used to do hundreds too. In Brazil, we were doing hundreds. I was with Patrice and Keith and Bobby Kelly, and I would eat a fucking 100-milligram Viagra. And this was like Brazilian Viagra, so I don't even know how it was real. And go to the fucking whorehouse. It was just hours with a rod. Couldn't even come. 100 milligrams can't come.
Does it hurt after a while? Is that shock?
No, it's not.
How do you know?
Because it looks nothing like Shaq. It's just some other guy.
You sure? A massive
yes, I think
human
it
being
was
just walked by our studio.
Yeah.
Sorry. So, I mean, did it hurt that it was? Did it ache
after
or any
a
of that
while,
shit?
when you do, I was just banging the 3 hookers a night, and you're not coming. Yeah, 100 milligrams is rough. That's a big one. I don't fuck with those.
That's the
I'll
big
take
boy.
the 50.
Yeah. All right.
My doctor told me that it's not between your problem's not between your legs; it's between your ears. So.
He's probably right, but I mean, I still.
But he was blowing me. So
yeah. It's hard to say that to a woman, though.
yeah.
Oh, be careful. We're trying to get Full House back on Netflix, remember? You're going to blow up your spot.
I'm going to fuck that up or make it the
You're gonna
best
fuck it up.
family sitcom ever.
Let's plug the dates. We
We got to take a break. Ron, if you want to stay, more than welcome. That's up to you. But
we have a little while. Our show's not much longer.
We got about another 20 minutes, I think, after the break. So.
Ron White, it's Ron_White on Twitter. And Thursday, we'll just tell you this day. You can actually go to what website to get your dates?
Tatersalad.com.
Tater Salad. It's Thursday in North Carolina, Friday in Charleston, West Virginia, Saturday here at the theater at the Garden, and then April 22, 23 in Texas, April 24th in Mississippi, a shitload of dates.
Wow.
And Saget, Thursday is the Best Buy Theater here in New York, Friday is Westbury, and Saturday is TLA in Philadelphia, Sunday is Bethlehem, PA.
Big shows, man.
Yeah.
And Florentine's got Uncle Vinny's.
And Side Splitters in Tampa, May 7th through 10th, and Uncle Vinny's April 24, 25 in Jersey.
All right. Ron might continue. He might not. That's up to What are you feeling, Ron?
No, you know what I get to do? I
he's staying.
I think I got time.
we're
doing. I'm doing a Reddit thing.
All right.
AMA,
Radio
yeah.
Silly, yeah.
That's amazing how many people read that and how many people. It goes everywhere.
Yeah, I don't really know anything about it. I've done it before, but I didn't. I was typing myself.
Yeah.
I tried that.
You don't reach a lot of people.
I got in trouble.
You got one question, one answer out there, one lousy answer.
Tell them thanks. Right.
I'm actually thinking of hiring a typist. I am doing another AMA. I've done 2, and I'm doing a 3rd one for my special. I think the day before the day of at the end of next week.
Oh, that's right. Your special's coming up soon, man.
Yeah.
When's your special on?
It's on Epix and then Netflix.
When?
Next week?
24th, yeah.
April 24th?
Yeah, but I am doing it.
He's competing with, I don't know, the Bruce Jenner interview, so that should be all right for Jimmy, right?
Well, he had final cut of that.
Did he?
Bruce Jenner. He had final cut because
Gentlemen, please.
because he had that thing, that operation maybe. But I don't know if it's true. Final cut in the film business is when you're allowed to.
I understand. We understood the concept. We just
Ron, you understood what I was saying, right?
I did.
I did.
Yeah.
The Final Cut.
Final cut. There's Final Cut Pro also.
Yeah.
He's getting the penis cut off, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know about that
I don't know if he's discussed
I was just
bottom
trying to
surgery.
quiet the room.
Yeah.
It worked.
Thank you.
Can you wrap your head around that whole Bruce Jenner thing?
If not your head, how about your hand and mouth?
I really no. Just
It's unbelievable
just
to
a
me.
crazy train wreck. But I don't. I just don't even.
But we remember him as the Olympic
Right,
athlete.
the best athlete the country's ever produced, and
You think he was wearing something underneath when he was competing?
I don't know. I have no
I've known
idea.
him over the years. I actually hosted the Winter Olympic Games in Salt Lake City, Utah, the Metals Plaza event. So I was actually hanging out with their whole family.
The Kardashians.
Yeah.
And the Jenners.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they were kids, and he couldn't have been nicer.
I hear he's a great guy.
And it's just...
he's going to be a great lady.
People have a...
Well, I mean, we're not saying,
A good soul's a good soul.
Exactly. I'm not... we don't think there's anything wrong with it. I just...
A good turtle. We like that. But he was always a very kind man, and it seemed to always be a good father and a good person. So what people go through in that, I don't have the indecision in my life. And so I don't understand it or relate to it, but I feel for people that do. I mean, I don't know. He's definitely the fodder of humor because it's a giant reality show based on exposing their lives for 15 years.
I just can't imagine turning into a 65-year-old
I started a bunch of shit one time because I said it was a tweet, and I thought it was really funny. It was if Kim Kardashian was a dog, she'd be a cunt. And it's amazing how many fans she had. And they were just fucking on my ass. So I mean, it's so much so that I just didn't read it for about a week.
They were not happy with you.
You guys fight it out amongst yourselves because my fans will defend me on it if they start. So I don't have to.
Yeah,
just like Cripple Creek.
She has a lot of fans.
She has a lot of fans. All right, we're going to wrap up with everybody. Bob, you're sticking around too, right?
Yeah.
All right, we'll wrap up with everybody next. Stay there.
More with Opie and Jim. After this. This is Opie Radio. The show is back.
Got Ron White, Bob Saget, and Vic Henley in studio. Jimmy and
They bailed.
They bailed. Here's Florentine.
Florentine's back.
I just had a whole conversation with Ron White about other things off air. Can we bring any of that to the air? That's pretty fascinating.
Oh yeah.
He has a son, 24 years old, that he had a fire.
I did.
I know.
Because he was too much like Ron, is basically what Mr. White is telling us
When
here.
I met them Friday night, I was walking down the street to meet them. We were going to go get some food, and he's the first one off the bus, and I was rendezvousing with him. And all of a sudden, I go, who are we waiting for? And he goes, Pat and Dave Little. I go, oh, I love Dave Little. And I'm like, what happened to Marshall? I had to fire Marshall.
Oh, so this is recent.
Yeah, pretty recent. A month or so. And he's a great kid. He's really smart, and but he's just too much like me to work for me. And so now he sells Kratom, and which is I'd never heard of it until he started selling it.
I never heard of it until
he
you just
sells
told
it
me.
on he's got a website, kindkratom. .com, I guess, and
is it legal in the U.S.?
It's completely legal in most states.
What is it?
It's it comes in a powder. It's for coffee family. It only comes from Southeast Asia, Indonesia, and it does, depending on how much of it you take, it does completely different things. So a low dose just makes you more alert and more of it's not like a pot buzz at all, more kind of like maybe like a little bit like a Coke buzz, a little, but kind of unique, but real manageable. You can, and then a bigger dose is a sedative instead of being more of a, so it's people, more and more people. Now it's illegal in 4 states. And that number may grow. Florida tried to make it illegal and missed it by 1 vote. And so,
have you taken it?
Oh yeah.
Oh, you like it?
Yeah. I mean, I don't take it very much, but I do like it.
How do you take it?
You got to mix it in juice and drink it. It's nasty. It's pure ass.
But this is not an FDA approved thing, right?
No.
It's like a health food store thing. Could you get that?
I don't think so.
Probably a head shop type
No,
of
you
thing,
actually have to. I don't think so either.
You
have to go to my son's website.
Yeah, there's only like 2 dudes.
kindkratom.com.
This is good for him.
Yeah, he knows this farmer that grows it and harvests it and sends it to him by 100 kilos at a time, and he sells the shit out of it, and he knows that it might not, it's going to slowly,
go away.
It might,
right.
So, but he's pretty smart. So because they're not even they'll never make it illegal in Canada because it doesn't make sense. Nobody dies of it. Nobody, it doesn't hurt anybody. It's, it's like pot in that respect, and there's no justifiable reason to make it illegal. And so he's already setting up his Canadian operation.
So is he careful about what states he ships to? Because they get you on that. You got to watch it.
He's very, very careful. Like, I guess. I mean, I don't watch everything he does, but he knows Well,
No, he explained it to me. He knows what he's doing. Like anybody else in the string of business, he thoroughly researched it A to Z. He explained the whole thing to me, and he's brilliant.
Have you tried it?
One time. Same thing. It was great. It's nice and relaxing. It's just a nice, chill. It tastes like shit, but it'll really calm you down.
It's relaxing, and it comes from the coffee family. That's so strange.
Well, so he said it goes from a stimulant, depending on the dosage, it goes from a stimulant to some sort of I wouldn't say a depressant, but more of a
sedative.
Yeah, a sedative family.
Help you sleep?
Oh, yeah, that's why I took it. Yeah, I was bitching on. We'd had 2 or 3 nights on the bus, and I wasn't getting a good night. I was complaining about it. He goes, "Oh, let me tell you." And he laid out the whole thing for me, and then gave me some, and I slept like a baby that night. It was totally great. Yeah.
What did he do for you, Ron, your son?
I have a VIP experience that somebody's got to manage it on the road. So every night and I also have a company that does that for other people also. So we control the first 40 rows of our show to make sure the big fans have access to those seats. And so, it's some people say, "Oh, you're scalping your own tickets," and that's true. But,
good for you, though.
But you get something for it. You get to come back and meet me and take a picture and ask me questions. You get a CD and one of my wife's CDs and I don't know what else. And then there's another level of it where you just get a CD in a premium seat and whatever. And you don't meet me at all, and that's fine. And so, but everybody should do it, because if not, scalpers are picking those seats up, and they still can pick them up, but they got to pick it up at a VIP price. And if they do, they may just sell them, and you don't even see the people at the VIP because they don't tell them how to redeem it or anything. So but he ran that for me, and now this other buddy of mine does it, and who was already working for us, and
that's smart.
VIP is right around the stage, obviously, the first few rows.
Yeah.
So how many people are you meeting a night?
Only 65. I drew the limit at 65.
Because you want to get out of the venue.
Well, I just want it to be manageable.
Right.
And once it gets bigger than that, it's just harder to do.
You do it before the show or after?
It depends on what I'm doing. Usually after, but sometimes, like we had the 2-show night, and neither one of them had a very big VIP, so we put them in the middle. So we can do it.
We're in the middle between the
two shows. Yeah. And so I only did
between
one.
2 shows.
Yeah.
That's it.
So it's good. I mean, it makes money. That's for sure.
Does your son give him that coffee stuff?
He doesn't work for me anymore. But did he back then?
Can you get it? Can you give them a bonus of that?
Well, we were gonna try to. I have a tequila company, and we can't even give them that. So we talked to our lawyers about it.
Why can't you give them tequila?
I don't know. We talked to our lawyers about giving them samples of our tequila, and they explained to us no.
Okay.
How's the tequila company doing? Is it off the ground yet?
Yeah, it's great. I mean, we're just in 5 states, and so that's where I'm going after this. I'll hop on an airplane, fly straight to Orlando. And my brother-in-law, who I love to death, and he's my partner in this company, and he said, "Well, you got to come in Monday night because there's a party." Well, it's not a party. It's a big thing where people are going to be making boring-ass speeches and showing slideshows and shit. And I'm like, and I hadn't had any sleep, so I'm like, oh, yeah, that's great. I'm glad I came in for this.
So you got to go right after the show to the airport.
Right after here, I got to go do that Reddit thing. Then I got to go straight to the airport, fly to Orlando, go do that thing. The next day, I'm it's an international booze thing
conference.
Yeah, conference. So I'll be at that all day long, and this thing tonight will turn into a big autograph picture fucking session, and then all day long the next day, and then I'll fly home Tuesday night, and I'll spend one day at home, and then I'll start this again.
Where do you live?
I have a house in Georgia, outside of Atlanta, and then one in Montecito, California.
Oh, okay.
Nice. Is the tequila in any competitions?
No, we win everything we enter.
Yeah, it's won some medals. It's delicious.
Yeah.
It's delicious.
Well, make sure.
What's the name of the tequila?
It's called Number One.
Number One. That's great. I got to check that out.
Yeah, we've won. We've been in the country 18 months. We've won 7 gold medals and 2 silver medals and a best in show for packaging. We entered it at the Mexican Spirits Competition, the biggest tequila competition in the country. and we were both booked, so we couldn't go. But we just sent our tequila there, and it's a double-blind taste test. So they don't know whose it is or where it came from or if you're there or not. And our extra añejo won gold. Our other two, our Blanco and Reposado, both won silver. And then we won best in show for packaging. So we raped the place.
Wow.
And there are a bunch of tequila companies that are used to winning those medals. And they're like, who the fuck are these guys? And
Who have you beaten out? Did you beat out Sammy Hagar?
Well, we beat everybody that entered.
Right, obviously, if you're winning.
With, So, it's Clooney's always in it. That with his Casa de whatever it is, and
does he show up for it?
No, I've never seen him, but I do. Yeah. So
people said to you as a joke, but that you're the most interesting man in the world.
No,
what's that tequila that guy sells?
No, that's Dos Equis.
Dos Equis.
See, I don't drink as much as I used to. Beer is different than tequila.
Yeah, it is.
A little bit. I'm new to town.
Yeah, smaller drinks.
Oh, okay. I haven't been to a big city.
What's the overhead on having your own tequila company? You do all right? You get a nice taste?
We're not really raking in a bunch of profit right now. We're doing really slow growth, and because we don't know what we're doing, and so we're doing it slowly. But and we have the ugliest, dustiest distillery in all of Mexico. And that's
why it tastes so good.
It's a real shithole. When Alex first showed it to me, I was like, God damn, dude! And it's right across the street from Herradura, which is and right 2 miles from Cuervo, which is a theme park. And they're making swimming pools full of shitty tequila that you puked through your nose when you were 18 years old. Our tequila's heaven. The extra, I don't even drink scotch anymore. I just drink my extra añejo.
Wow.
So
that's funny.
At his wedding, he's friends with John Paul and Giorgio, who has Patron, and so John Paul did a Patron bar, carved a bar out of ice and had Patron flowing down it and everything. And Alex had a flask of Ron's tequila. And somewhere in the night, I was over there, and he was, quit going to the Patron bar, taste this. And he handed me the flask, and I drove him crazy the rest of the night. I'm walking out on the dance floor going, give it to me again. No, give it to me. This is fucking delicious. And he's like, God damn, Henley, I brought this for me. But it is really, really tasty.
And Cuervo has that theme park.
Yeah, he said all of them do. Yeah.
Half the town. It literally, you walk through it, it's beautiful, and there's like car museums and fountains, and it's a distillery. And then Saws is also there, and in Tequila, Mexico, that's the name of the town. But we stay in Guadalajara and go down there, and the family that makes it is the Revesquez family, and they've been in the business for 100 years. And they've never sold the tequila in the U.S. And even though Alex is born in Mexico and speaks fluent Spanish, it took him 4 years to convince that family to let us bring it here. Wow. Because they didn't know what we would do with it, that we would come here and fuck it up or whatever. They take a lot of pride in this juice.
I want to know more about your distillery.
It's really fucking ugly, dude.
You don't have any pictures?
Coyotes just roaming through.
Right.
Donkeys soaking their
absolutely.
balls.
Gives it that special taste.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
the
here,
donkey balls.
Bob, you got to go, they're telling me.
I do.
Where are you off to?
I got to see a man about a thing.
All right.
I'm going to buy all that stuff. Everything you talked about, I'm buying.
Okay. All right.
Every single thing.
What did we learn about today? Rhino 5, Rhino 7.
Right.
That coffee thing I still... Kratom, sorry.
Kratom.
And sounds like a very good tequila as well.
You can actually go to...
That's a hell of a night right there. You use all three of those things.
True.
You can go to taterstequila.com and we'll send it straight over to your house.
Send us a bottle. We'll check it out here.
I will. I definitely will. I should have thrown one on. I had some on the bus. I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
Next time.
I'll be all over that site tonight. You'll know it's me. We haven't really hung out before. It was a real pleasure.
A lot of fun,
real
man.
pleasure.
We're gonna
nice to meet you, Bob.
We're wrapping up anyway,
Yeah,
Bob.
we're gonna wrap up. So
Are you
maybe
gonna wrap up?
Get a nice
Yes.
group picture for the internet. That's
all right,
always,
good. I'll do it.
always nice. So what?
they got a bonus
what do we got?
handshake.
Ron White. You got Where are we again?
Tatersalad.com.
Yeah, but
if you just go to tatersalad.com and look it up.
Yeah, this Saturday
the
he's
big
here in
one's
New
here
York.
in New York.
Well, you killed for us. I want to make sure we get the plugs in properly. Boone, North Carolina, this Thursday. We'll start there, and for the rest of the tour.
And who am I going to see in Boone? What's the guy's name again?
Chuck. You'll know.
Chuck's driving in.
He'll
Took the day off.
Yeah, he's all right. I like Chuck. Bob's got
Westbury Music Fair. He's got
Best Buy Theater in New York City Thursday.
That's right.
That's the big one. Westbury on Friday, Philly Saturday, and then Bethlehem, Pennsylvania on Sunday. Right? That's good, Bob?
Thank you. It's very
Good to see you,
nice.
buddy.
And Ron's playing the Garden on Saturday.
No kidding.
That's your tequila's going to go through the roof that night.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I played Radio City a couple times, and I've never even set foot in the Garden Theater. And the first time I played Radio City, I was sick as a dog.
I remember Vic.
Yeah, I was on that show. Yeah, he was bad sick.
Bad. The sickest I've ever been.
Flu sick or hungover?
Yeah, flu sick. Yeah.
Flu.
Bad.
And you were able to just get through it.
I should have canceled it because I was that sick, but I was like, I couldn't. It was sold out, and I was like, ah, damn it. And I walked out there. That was the first time I've ever walked in that building was with the flu.
Right.
And that I didn't know how far it was to the microphone. I was like, God damn. That's a big stage, man. And I almost had to set up a base camp halfway to the microphone.
You killed it too, right?
Oh, he
Vic?
killed it. It was wonderful.
How'd you get through it?
They were very generous. The crowd was. They gave me a standing ovation. They knew I was sick.
You told
it was
them.
very obvious, and they gave me a standing O on the way to the microphone, and so I couldn't push my voice at all. I'd start coughing, and so I. But they were very generous.
Were you still drinking on stage that night?
Oh yeah. There got to be an upside for me somewhere. And those antibiotics probably weren't going to work anyway.
That's going to suck. Knowing you have this big gig coming up, you're looking forward to it.
It was.
'Cause I'm sure
really-
some of these gigs you still look forward to, like, holy fuck, Radio City Music Hall, and then you're sick as a dog.
And if you had
Adrenaline
that
moves you through it a
flu-
little bit, right? The adrenaline gets you through it.
And then you got your VIP people, so they definitely got that flu.
They got something a little special.
Yeah, that's what they
Brought a little Ron White home with them.
Yeah. So anyway, that's going to be fun, and I'm looking forward to it.
The
So
Garden
I'll be back
Saturday.
in the city.
Great. We love you, man.
And Margot's probably going to sing a few songs at that show too, and Vic's going to also do the show.
Yeah,
for
I'm
me.
open.
Good
It should be
for
fun. Yeah.
Nice.
All right,
Cool. Florentine.
All right, April 30th and May 2nd, Wyler's in Dayton, Ohio, and April 24, 25, Uncle Vinny's Comedy Club, Point Pleasant, New Jersey.
And Jim Norton.
Just Rochester, the 30th through the 2nd. Borgata, July 10, 11, and my special comes out a week from Friday on Epix.
That's cool.
Epix HD.
Absolutely, it's cool. All right.
Let's hope.
Thanks, guys. This was a hell of a room today, man. Holy shit. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Thanks for having me on, guys.
Today's show will be available later